What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Round the Track with the Riders, featuring myself, SterlingRider, and my co-host, Duke Rider.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's been a while, a long while. A lot's been going on in your life specifically, but we're quite a few races behind and a lot of news behind. So we're here to try to get caught up.
Yeah. Apologies for the length between the last episode and this episode. We mentioned multiple times, I was literally about to move, and I now have moved. As you can see, the background is different. This is not the actual background. This is temporary setup because I'm still waiting on the movers to actually bring all my stuff so I can have my good setup.
If y'all really knew where he was, y'all would laugh.
Yeah, you would. But this is what worked best, so this is what I did. We're here. We're back. It's been couple of very busy weeks, more like a busy month.
Right.
But yeah, so we got a lot of news to cover, and we're gonna try and we won't talk about the races too much when we touch on them, because that way this episode isn't forever. So yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we have to start out with the bad news.
Yes.
Over the break, over our break, the week of the Coca-Cola 600, sadly, Kyle Busch passed away from what I understood was he had got sepsis. He'd had double pneumonia that caused him to have to get sepsis, and that's what ultimately ended his life. But very sad time. I was away for the weekend, and you and our buddy Trey started texting me, and I'm like, "What are you guys talking about?" And immediately, I had to get on to X and just kind of get caught up, and it kind of really sucked the wind out of my day. Kind of almost for the whole weekend. And and that's coming from somebody that's not a Kyle Busch fan. It's just a very tough moment for the sport. I was around when Earnhardt got killed in 2001. You were about 8 months away.
Yeah.
From being part of this world, but I was there. I was around when that happened. I was a huge Dale Earnhardt fan at that time, and I mean that was a crushing time for the sport, and this is no different. I mean, at that time, Dale was the living legend of NASCAR, and when Kyle Busch died, he was the living legend of NASCAR. Jimmy Johnson and Richard Petty are still alive, but let's face it. I mean, just what Kyle Busch has done in his career, 234 wins across all three series, 63 Cup wins, 69 Truck wins, and I think it was 102 O'Reilly Series wins. I mean, just unbelievable career. 2 championships. He would, in the Cup Series, he won the championship. In the O'Reilly Series, if there was a possibility, because he had actually went to Steve O'Donnell and was talking about trying to get an over 40 rule passed. Where if you were over 40, you could run the whole series in the Truck Series, because he wanted to win that Truck Series championship. Before he hung it up, but unfortunately, that has come to an end. I mean, it's just a really sad time for NASCAR. It's going to take a long time for the sport to mourn and to deal with this. For the fans, I mean, Dale Earnhardt fans, we still have our moments, where we struggle with, losing Dale. You go back and you watch the documentary that they did last year on Dale Earnhardt on Amazon, and I mean, it still even then brings a tear to your eye. So, just a really tough time for the sport right now.
Absolutely. Definitely out of the blue, unexpected. I know if you keep up with some of the reports, you knew Kyle was having some just some sickness issues for a few weeks at some of the races. Some weeks he'd be fine. Some other weeks he'd feel kind of down, kind of just out of the normal. And then this just I just remember reading the news. Kyle Busch has been hospitalized, and then about 3-4 hours later, Kyle Busch has passed away. I mean, just like you, that day was just kind of sucked out of me. The whole weekend did not feel right. It still doesn't feel right, to be honest with you. I mean, that was he was very active still racing every week. He was up front in the previous weeks multiple times with some at least top 10 finishes going on. So I mean, he was still there, still competing, and then this just kind of hits you like a wrecking ball. But we will continue to grieve. We'll continue to show our love and support and give our thoughts and prayers to Samantha, Lennox, and Brexton and the rest of the Busch family. Brexton has returned to the racetrack, so it's good to see him moving forward and carrying on his father's legacy. I did read a post earlier today that Samantha had posted talking about Brexton being back at the track. Brexton's passion is to race, and that's what he chose to do. And so it's good to see that he's going to continue to do what he loves to do and continue to carry on the Busch family name in the racing world. So,
yeah, I mean, and he had just won the weekend before at Dover in the Spire number 7 in the Truck Series, and that's the thing. That's the thing about NASCAR. That's one of the things that I've loved about NASCAR. Since I was old enough to understand the culture. The NASCAR culture is different from any sport. In baseball or basketball or football or something like that, you might see that team, 2 or 3, 4 times a year, right? That you're playing against. You really don't have, friendships. Your families aren't hanging out together, in the dugout or in the locker room or whatever, with other teams and stuff like that. But NASCAR, I mean, you got the same people traveling together every week. Wives and children are playing together in the drivers, motor coach lot in the playgrounds and stuff there. They're having dinners at each other's motor coaches. They're going out to dinner together. As just a group of drivers with their families and a group of friends. All the mechanics and the pit crew members and even the officials that work in NASCAR, they're together 38 weekends out of the year, with the members of the other teams. And so when the NASCAR community hurts, it's different than when something like this happens in other sports. While it does affect the entire sport, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, whatever, it really affects NASCAR more because NASCAR has that family atmosphere. Where these people are together, 38 weeks a year. Their kids are growing up together. A lot of their kids go to the same school because they live, in the same area. And so they know each other on a very close friendship, close knit relationship. And it's like that with the fans too. I mean, NASCAR is one of the most accessible sports in the world as far as fans being able to meet drivers and talk to drivers and stuff like that. So when a tragedy like this happens, it really affects so many people. And you look at the amount of people. I've been listening to a lot of the podcasts, even more than I normally do, about this and hearing the stories of Kyle Busch. And one of the things that every single podcast went back to, I don't care whether it's a fan podcast like ours or an industry insider podcast or a driver's podcast or whatever, they have all talked about the number of people that Kyle Busch had an impact on in the NASCAR world, whether it's mechanics or crew members or crew chiefs or drivers. I think they said like a third of the Cup field came through Kyle Busch Motorsports at one point in time. You've got crew chiefs that started and got their start at Kyle Busch Motorsports. You've got crew members that started at Kyle Busch Motorsports. And a lot of those crew members actually still work for Spire Motorsports or JGR. So there's countless people that Kyle Busch had an impact on by being a team owner and a driver that I don't think we'll ever hear all the Kyle Busch stories, or maybe even know all the names of those that he helped to get to grow in NASCAR and up their career.
Absolutely. I mean, ton of impact from Kyle, and when he owned his KBM team, like you mentioned, a lot of people had started there and have worked their way around to up into the Cup Series. And something I want to point out, because KBM's shop and his race team was bought by Spire Motorsports. And you see Spire Motorsports today, they have a multiple winning trucks equipment every week, and then they also have what now is multiple wins of a Cup teams as well. So KBM has helped Spire really come up through as well, just as the racing company. KBM and Kyle Busch was a big stepping stone for a ton of people, and we're just knocking on the door with some of the mentions here. So,
yeah, and I really like what Spire did on their trucks at Charlotte. They put the KBM logo on the back of the trucks, where it used to be when they were KBM trucks. And then if you look at their cars and their trucks, every weekend since, they've had a little KBM logo there on the seat post. So, they're literally carrying on the legacy of Kyle Busch Motorsports.
Yep, absolutely.
So yeah, it's been a tough year for NASCAR. I mean, we lost Greg Biffle in the offseason to the helicopter crash. Now we lost Kyle Busch, and then this week it was announced that gentleman Ned Jarrett, who has he won 50 races, he won the championship of the Cup Series, and had an outstanding career in television for NASCAR, passed away this week. So. Just a quick story about Ned Jarrett. If you follow me on X, you've seen this many times. I know you've seen me post it like 3 or 4 times. The very first Cup race that I got to watch flag to flag was the 1993 Daytona 500. And there was a race that Dale Jarrett won. And on the last lap, the producers told everybody else to stand out and let Ned call the finish of the race. And like I said, this was the very first race I got to watch flag to flag. I've been covering this. I've been following the sport for several years. From like the time I was 7, 8 years old. But it was just in a casual way. It was I would get to see highlights on TV, on the news or whatever. I got magazines. Because back then they used to have a ton of NASCAR racing magazines. I actually miss the NASCAR racing magazines. You had the Winston Cup Scene, you had Circle Track Racing, you had Stock Car Racing. I mean, there was all kinds of magazines. You would go to the grocery store, or it was Kmart back then. It was back before Walmart was the big conglomerate that it is today. And you would go to the magazine racks, and they had a big section that was car magazines, and a lot of those car magazines were NASCAR racing magazines or racing magazines in general. So I've been covering the sport for a very long time, but we got a VCR for Christmas in 1992, so I was able to start recording races. And the 1993 Daytona 500 was the very first race that I got to watch flag to flag, and to have Ned call his son to his second win in the Cup Series and his first Daytona 500 as a father was just awesome to watch. it was almost the next call closest to it was probably Darrell Waltrip's call for Michael Waltrip winning the 2001 Daytona 500. Unfortunately, that was when Earnhardt got killed, so there was a lot of darkness over that race that day. And DW's attention immediately turned from Mikey winning the race to the accident with Dale, and that didn't happen in 1993. So, but legendary career by Ned Jarrett. So don't want to go without mentioning Ned. I don't think you ever got to see anything unless you've watched some classics. Which that 1993 Daytona 500 is on NASCAR Classics if you want to go watch it.
Well, I will definitely be putting it on my need-to-watch list, that is for sure. Yes, but thank you for mentioning that as well. So, NASCAR is struggling with loss of big-time names, but as a community, we will move forward. We'll carry on these names as we move forward, and they're legends, so they will not be forgotten. And we'll keep on racing for them. So, let's
see. I was going to bring up the Hall of Fame next. That was announced. Of course, Kyle Busch passing away kind of overshadowed. That announcement happened on Tuesday, and then Kyle passed on Thursday. So, while it was mentioned over the weekend, there wasn't as much emphasis as what would have been. Had Kyle not passed away. But the Hall of Fame was voted on. And I'm pulling it up now. I should have had this pulled up. Obviously, Kevin Harvick is getting in, first ballot Hall of Famer. Excited about that. If Kevin Harvick's been my favorite driver since he was a favorite before Dale Sr. got killed, and then he got in that car. And went on and did some amazing things with that car. But a lot of people were bandwagon fans of Kevin Harvick. They didn't know who Kevin was until he got in that number 29 car. But I've been following Kevin since he was in the Truck Series back when he was driving the 75 Spears truck. I don't know why. I just he was just one of those people that caught my eye. And then of course he got signed by Richard Childress to drive the number 2 in the Busch Series back in those days. So Kevin Harvick's getting in. Jeff Burton is getting in. Both of those from the modern era, and then Larry Phillips from the Pioneer ballot. He was a short track racer and 5-time NASCAR Series weekly. Yeah, 5-time NASCAR Weekly Series champion. So those are 3 Hall of Fame inductees for 2027. So what do you think of those names?
I mean, Kevin Harvick, of course, he was toward the end of his career when I was watching him, but I do remember some big-time seasons, especially during 2018, 2019, when it was basically, 2018 it was himself, Martin Truex Jr., and Kyle Busch, and then 2019 was Hamlin, Busch, and Harvick. So Harvick's been up there with, multiple times. Seeing him retire was kind of sad to see him go because it's, it was one of our longtime favorites. But well deserved. Glad he's in. I couldn't think of any reason for him not to be. 2014 Cup Series champion. He signed with RCR after Senior's death and did really well with the 29 RCR car. So well deserved. Jeff also well deserved. Multiple wins, of course, there. And what was the name of the last one? I sadly forgot.
Larry Phillips. He was one of those weekly racers from the old NASCAR weekly racing series.
And
I don't know how you feel about this whole Hall of Fame thing. I know they went down to 3 because they're like, well, we're going to run out of people to put in the Hall of Fame, right? Well, they have 77 years worth of people to put in the Hall of Fame. So I don't think 3 is quite enough, especially on the Pioneer ballot. If they are alive, for sure, they definitely need to be put in sooner rather than later on the Pioneer ballot. I think there should be 3 and 2. 3 on the Pioneer ballot and 2 on the modern era ballot every year they get inducted. And I don't know why there's not. I really think that they need to up the number, go back up. They used to do 5. Then they said they're going to run out of people. They're never going to run out of people that are Hall of Fame deserving because, we've got situations like next year, Martin Truex is going to be eligible. Kurt Busch is going to be eligible the next year, I believe. So, and then of course, Kyle passing away. There's calls for Kyle to be inducted, next year with Kevin Harvick and them, which I disagree with. I believe that Kyle deserves to be a headliner himself.
Yes.
And if he goes in with Kevin, then him and Kevin are going to be co-headliners, right? Or if he even goes in with Martin, him and Martin are going to be co-headliners. Yes, put him in sooner rather than later. I wouldn't mind seeing them waive the rule and putting him in 2028 and letting Martin wait another year. I don't think it's going to hurt Martin's feelings that much. But I just think they need to make some changes to the number of people that they're putting in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, I would absolutely agree. You're not going to run out of people.
Then we have, it's that time of the year again where silly season starts to kick up. When we got the news of Kyle Busch, I was expecting news for Kyle Busch that weekend, of the Coca-Cola 600. It was not him passing away. I thought for sure that they were going to have a press conference eventually that weekend to announce that Kyle Busch was going to be joining Spire Motorsports in 2027. Richard Childress said in Michigan this past weekend that they had planned on announcing that Kyle had re-signed for 2027 with RCR, but he just said 2027. So was it going to be a 1-year contract before for Spire to have that another year, maybe with Daniel Suarez, but that was not the news that we got that weekend in Charlotte. But silly season is upon us. We've had a couple of announcements. And the biggest, I don't know anybody that was not shocked by the announcement that Corey Heim is replacing Riley Herbst at 2311 next year.
Not at all. Not at all. Corey should have been in this car this season, not during 2026. But I'm just happy he's been able to pick up a few truck races, and he'll be able to pick up Cup Series, the Cup Series next year full time. Well deserved. We saw this guy destroy basically everybody last season in the truck field, running away with the championship, but it was still the bubble championship playoffs. But thankfully he won it, but definitely deserved. No surprise at all. Riley, sorry, Corey's got you beat by a long run. So no surprise.
But it also sounds like Riley's going to land on his feet, because the rumors that have come out since this announcement was made that he is headed over to Legacy Motor Club in their third car.
I was about to say that. Yes, that is the rumor. Not sure how true it may be. So that one's one of those we'll have to wait and see. But it's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah. And then today, Josh Berry kind of dropped a ball. in a media interview and said that he would not be returning to the Wood Brothers in 2027. He had no announcements, but on with that, there are rumors that he could possibly be going to the 4-car, because the person in the 4-car is rumored to be going to the 33-car. That's Noah Gregson, by the way.
Yes, I'm aware. I know Noah. Come on, I've met this guy in real life before. He's a party animal. He's the NASCAR's people. Yes, so I've seen this. 21, I don't know who could fill that. That would be interesting. I know Wood Brothers had an announcement.
Yeah, the rumors, of course, you know how rumors are, but this is stuff coming from people inside the garage, folks. We tell you who to follow on X, and this is where we're getting it from, is Jesse Love for the 21 car, which to me would actually be, I hate to say this, but that would be a step down from what he's running in the O'Reilly series with RCR.
Yes, I would agree, sadly. We consider the Wood Brothers 21 to be a fourth Penske car. However, it doesn't run like a fourth Penske car. It doesn't even run like the third.
Penske hasn't.
Doesn't even run like the third Penske car. No, it doesn't. They haven't. But I'm confident Barry will land a good ride. I mean, he won Vegas last year. Struggled a lot this year, but you know, he's winning. He's a winning driver. He has proved that he could work his way to be a championship contender, especially if we actually go back to actual championship ways. But no, on the other hand, again, interesting rumor. Wouldn't be surprised. I don't think Austin Hill has the Cup Series caliber in his driving style. He's definitely really good in O'Reilly's, but not in Cup. So that would be interesting to see if he moves over there. I don't think he would do much better than where he is now, but who knows?
Well, I mean, there's a possibility that he would, though. I mean, you have to think there's already a relationship there in a way with Johnny Morris and Bass Pro Shops. Bass Pro Shops was on Noah's car for the majority of his O'Reilly Series career, so he has that relationship with Johnny Morris, who also has that relationship with RCR. So, to me, it would almost be a perfect fit for Noah. And we know that, you know, you mentioned Noah likes to have fun. Well, RCR is a fun, you know, they've always, even going back to Dale Earnhardt days, they've always been a team that like to have fun. So I think Noah would be a perfect fit there. Josh Berry, I think Josh would be a good fit with Front Row Motorsports, if that's where he's headed. If not, if he could get a quality ride in the O'Reilly Series full season, I think he would be very successful. But let me ask you this: do you think, because this is the first unexpected announcement, really? Do you think maybe there might be some shuffling at Penske with this 21? Because if you remember, Matt D got out of the car because they were going to put Austin Cindric in that car, and then Brad Kay left to go to form Roush Fenway Keselowski, so Cindric got put in that too. You think maybe there's a possibility that Cindric might be moving to the 21 and Penske has somebody that we might not be aware of for that 2 car?
I could see it. Honestly, I could definitely see it. I mean, we did mention Penske hasn't been running good at all. Blaney's been decent. Logano's been there.
Slow.
Yes, Slogano. Cindric is nowhere to be found, so I wouldn't be surprised moving Cindric to the 21, and they have somebody potentially for that 2 car that would be interesting, and you know, like I said, not surprising, but I honestly don't know who it could be moving into that car.
I mean, you got to think though. Ford doesn't have a very big pool of drivers to choose from. So, if they did do something like that, I would imagine it would be a steal from a Chevy or a Toyota team, which is very, very possible at this point.
Yes.
So, I'm trying to think. There's some other news that we needed to cover, and I totally just, my mind just totally walked away. Oh, I know what it was. Have you heard the rumors of the Clash going back to Daytona and the All-Star race going back to Charlotte next year?
So, All-Star race, yes. I know I reposted that from the daily. It was either down Fords or down fours. Probably down fours. I'm just trying to scroll real quick to see who it was. But I did see that. That would be great. That would be awesome. I don't think the All-Star race should have been moved from Charlotte. North Wilkesboro was decent. You know, it was a great way to get that back in as a points race. Dover was trash. I mean, I think we both slept during the Dover All-Star race. Well, you didn't. You were in a meeting, but I know I slept. It didn't help that Denny Hamlin kind of just dominated that either. So going back to Charlotte would be awesome. Going back to the original All-Star race format would be very awesome. For the Clash, again, that would be awesome. Taking it back to Daytona. You're gonna probably end up with some banged up race cars, but that's kind of the point of the Clash. I mean, you're clashing, you're not racing really. You want to race, but you don't want to clash, but it's gonna happen.
So you're saying we need to do what they need to do is they need to change the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series to the NASCAR Craftsman Clash Truck Series? Because all they seem to do is wreck.
It would make sense. I mean, I can't argue against that. So, yeah. It would benefit the sport, for sure. I mean, taking it back to the root of where those are supposed to be, or where they started. Excuse me. I mean, it would be great. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, so let's see. Other news, the NASCAR movie. Mini movie that they put on Amazon. You've seen it. I've not had a chance to watch it yet. Is it as good as everybody's making it out to be?
Yeah, there's a few. I wouldn't have done that in their moments, but yes. So excuse my language for this, but NASCAR's whole motto this year is hell yeah, right? That's what that mini movie screams. It just screams it. I'm dead serious. It screams it. Especially at the beginning, the startup was chef's kiss cinema. It was great. I mean, I was dying laughing watching it. I was like, this is going to be awesome. I'm super excited for the San Diego race. I'm not going to lie. Of course, I've kind of been excited for this the whole time. But at the same time, it's one of those like, is it going to work? The movie makes it seem like it's going to be a really good race weekend for all three series, not just the Cup Series. I mean, it was funny. It had its seriousness. It had its fun. It had its, competition. It had hurricane attitude, for sure. It had Noah being Noah. they couldn't have done anything better with Hocevar and Gregson. I mean, their call signs were Hurricane and Riz. That just explains both of them in one word.
Right.
But it was great. I laughed my butt off. It makes me really excited for the San Diego race here in about a week and a half. I think it's going to be great. I mean, it also put in perspective, how much the Navy and that base is working behind the scenes to help put this race on. And, that's a lot of respect. I know what goes on a lot of these bases. When I was in Pensacola, I saw a lot of work, just for daily normal routines, not for some special event. But Pensacola is home of the Blue Angels, so there were special events all the time. You kind of see some of that background of the Navy putting in that work to help NASCAR pull this race off, and you got to respect that. But yeah, it's amazing. I love it. It's great. There were a few things I could have done a little bit better, but they'll figure it out if they keep doing stuff like this.
Yeah. My take on it, because I haven't seen it yet, but everything I've seen has been positive, very positive about it. I think this is the kind of stuff that's going to grab the attention of that casual fan that they want so bad and bring them in, because they're going to see something like that. All the people that are on Amazon Prime that normally probably wouldn't watch a race or even know that NASCAR is on Amazon Prime is going to see that up there. They're going to click on it just to say, hey, what is this all about? And I believe it's going to make some fans of the sport. And I think that this is something NASCAR should do maybe more often, is do a special little mini movie type thing like this, just to say, here we are. This is what we look like. But at the same time, we can have this awesome party, fun atmosphere, for all the fans to come enjoy. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. I just have not had a chance to watch it yet. Getting prep work done and stuff like that for a trip that we're taking next week. So, I think that's a tool that NASCAR can use. I don't know if you've noticed it, but when you get on Amazon on race day, that is the first thing you see.
Yep.
I don't care whether, and that's 2 or 3, 4 hours before the race starts. You see coming up NASCAR Cup Series at whatever track. It's right there in front of you when you first pull up Amazon Prime.
I'll even say
Amazon does
a day before. If you're, how there's the headlines. It's not first, but if you scroll 1 or 2, it's right there. Coming up tomorrow, NASCAR at wherever they were, Michigan. Was there, I know for sure, when I was looking, because when I went to search for the movie, I was like, I wonder if it's up here, and it was like I scrolled to the third thing, and it was there, and I'm like, this isn't for another 28 hours. So, Amazon's doing great. We've talked about this last year when they first did it. Amazon Prime does great with the NASCAR production, makes Fox look horrible. Then again, Fox makes themselves look horrible. And there's a lot of people wanting Amazon to just take on the whole year, which I would not be opposed to.
No, not at all.
At all. I think that would probably do a whole lot better viewership if that was the case, because you're keeping it in one spot that everybody is happy with and knows the production is going to be good. So why not? But I also understand sponsorships and TV deals with the others. I honestly, just get rid of Fox. If we can get rid of Fox, I'll be happy.
Yeah, and other than the Truck Series, when you talk about Fox, it's not the on-air talent. It's the production. The Truck Series has, terrible on-air talent.
Yes.
When they have their normal booth, but otherwise it's the talent for the Cup Series is great. Mike Joy, Clint Boyer, Kevin Harvick, Clint. It wouldn't really hurt my feelings to see Clint go do something else, but their pit reporting is great. I love Clint. Don't get me wrong. I love Clint. I was a fan of his as a driver. but as a TV analyst, I think he would be great for the Truck Series or maybe even the O'Reilly Series. But in the Cup Series, it's just not. Clint just doesn't seem to fit all that well. But
fair.
I 100% agree with you. The CW has the O'Reilly Series all year long, and their ratings are going up. This is their second season. Their ratings are going up. Seems like every race. If they keep it up, they're going to get a higher rating on the CW for an O'Reilly Series than a Cup Series is going to get one weekend. If that happens in 2027, it will not surprise me. During the early part of the year when Fox has their stuff, if the CW numbers didn't beat Fox, if the CW numbers beat Fox, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. But I love the idea of it being on Amazon, but I understand why. Like you said, they get TV deals. There's people that are absolutely having a fit and losing their mind because NASCAR is on a streaming service, and I'm not paying for a streaming service, which is $15 a month, but you'll pay $200 and something for your cable or satellite, and all you watch is the NASCAR races. I mean, I'm not saying you're not a hardcore fan, because $200 a month just to watch races is a huge amount of money, but turn that off for a month and get Amazon Prime for free. I mean, they give you a 30-day free trial that covers all 5 of their races. So, but still, if it was year-round, instead of spending that $200 a month, you're spending $15 a month. So you got $185 savings there, if not more. So financially, it makes sense to me. But I'm not opposed to NASCAR having their own app. If you remember the old WWE Network, I would love for NASCAR to have something like that 24/7. NASCAR coverages. They could do podcasts. They could do live TV shows. They could do classic races and then show the live races. And hey, you know what? I'd pay $25-$30 a month for that. And that would pretty much be the only streaming service I need, because I wouldn't want to watch any movies, because I would want to watch NASCAR 24/7. So, but if they do that, we need to have the Amazon commentators and the CW commentators.
I could agree with that.
And we could have the individual that did, I cannot remember his name, Brandon, I think, that did the Truck Series at Charlotte. He did an excellent job handling the situation that he had to handle. It was his first ever truck race, and he has to come on air and deal with the loss of Kyle Busch, and he handled it like the utmost professional. One of the most professional guys I've ever heard. So, but he does the Cars Tour, I believe, and he started doing iRacing. Is how he got his start, was calling iRacing races, and then he got the call to do the Cars Tour, and now he's doing a few Truck Series races. So, but yeah, Amazon production is awesome.
Absolutely. You mentioned iRacing. I'm going to put my 2 plugs in. First off, iRacing had a huge update today, as we're recording this on the 10th. We finally got kind of first look. That's a plug. Oh, I get the reference now. I'm so behind. Loading screen there for a second. We kind of got our first look of the San Diego Naval Base Street Course race layout. It honestly looks pretty good. It's going to be interesting. It looks a whole lot better than the Chicago Street Course, I'll say that much. There is apparently an opening where you can drive into the water. You saw my reply on that. I'm sure there are some people just goofing off for that. Some other updates on the iRacing thing. But the big thing I want to talk about is NASCAR 26. For the longest time, There were a couple little things, but no official announcement. There has now been an official announcement. It is in development. They're getting it. They're working on it. It's well in development. Still no news. Like I said, the only bits of news we got is Dell Jr.'s soundtrack for the game, and one of the career sponsors in your career had some updated stickers and sponsorship logos for you. Other than that, there's nothing. They also said the IndyCar game was coming along very well. I'm excited for that game as well. So
yeah, for sure.
We do know it's coming, and that was the big question: is it actually going to happen? We can now confirm there will be a NASCAR 26. 25 was good. Hopefully 26 is better. So we'll just have to wait and see. As hopefully some news comes out on it.
Yeah, for sure. And I tell you, when they're not going to release it, they're not going to release it in the month of November, because nobody is releasing a game in the month of November except for Rockstar, who's releasing Grand Theft Auto 6. So
no, that is incorrect, which is crazy. There are two other games. I don't know the companies, but one game is releasing a Barbie game like a week beforehand, and another game company is releasing a Godzilla game 2 weeks beforehand. I don't know why.
Okay, well,
I don't think it's smart. But we know what November. It's middle of November. We know where everybody's going to be. I will not be there because I know everybody else will be there. I don't want to deal with 14 million crashes trying to play a game. I'll wait a couple days on that one.
All right. Yeah, I don't think that Barbie game is going to be a hit. I don't think it's going to give Rockstar any competition.
Nah. Nah.
At the same time, I don't think Godzilla is going to be outside of Japan. Godzilla is not really that big of a deal. So, I don't know. That's kind of mind-boggling.
Yeah, the guesses are for 26 to come out sometime middle to end September is what people are guessing, which would make sense. That's kind of when they released 25 last year. It'd be better if they released it on February, like 2 weeks before Daytona, but that's me.
Right? I mean, yeah, that would be, in a perfect scenario, that would be exactly what you should do. And I don't know why. I don't think NASCAR games have ever done that. They usually come out in the fall, and I've never really understood that. I mean, the season starts in February. Let's have it come out, the end of January, 1st of February. So, but I'm like you. I'm excited. I'm kind of bored with 25, because it kind of gets to where it's really redundant in your career. Especially once you've upgraded everything. It doesn't really matter what difficulty you drive it on, you still drive away from the field.
I don't even have everything upgraded in my Cup Series, and I'm still driving away from them.
Yeah, so Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta, and the road courses are really where you can't just drive away. But, I mean, every place else, you'll just drive away. Even if you have it on the hardest difficulty, which I think it's Expert. But I can't remember if there's a Hall of Fame or not on that game. But I think, you're still just going to drive away.
Yeah. So, I don't think there was any other news. Maybe?
No, I think we pretty much covered it.
There's definitely still more of silly season to come, for sure.
Oh yeah, Alex Bowman hasn't been announced. Daniel Suarez hasn't been announced. Even though I think that's kind of a no-brainer at this point.
Yeah.
Let's see here. None of the colleague cars have been announced. None of the Front Row Motorsports cars have been announced. None of Legacy Motor Club has been announced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
and these are all teams whose the majority of their drivers is up at the end of this year. So, Josh Berry was something I really didn't see coming. I thought his win at Las Vegas would have bought him a couple years farther in that ride, but obviously Penske has some other ideas. So we'll see where Josh lands, and of course the 21 car, who's going there. I think these few nuggets are just the first in what's going to be a very long silly season, because there's a lot of names that you still have yet to sign on a dotted line.
Absolutely. So, yeah. That being said,
we got some races to cover.
Just a
Quickly.
few. Just a few. No worries.
Yep. Truck race at Watkins Glen from May 8th. That shows you how far we are behind. This is probably one of the shockers of the year, where Caden Honeycutt beat Connor Zillage and SVG on a road course.
Mm-hmm. Surprising indeed. Yeah, because I mean,
I remember the race, but I don't remember a whole lot of details of it.
I don't either. I know. I'll just say stage 1 was Hemrick won, stage 2 Zillage won. Of course, pretty much from there, Zillage, Hocevar, and SVG were up front after stage 2. For most of the race, Zillage ended up getting in some trouble during one of the last few restarts. The last 10 laps was a restart every lap. So
yeah, pretty much.
Hocevar ended up getting smacked or turned into the wall. Actually, took him out, and Zillage just kind of made a mistake, and then got almost turned because of it, and that's where Honeycutt was able to capitalize. I think SVG just, I don't know what exactly happened to SVG, to be honest with you. I think it was just more of a, he's not really used to the truck kind of handling and driving. But made for an interesting race, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So then we had a O'Reilly Series race, which, if you're surprised that Connor Zillage won, you haven't been watching the past couple of years.
Yeah. Very, very true.
This is where he got his first win. This is his third win in a row. This is also the track where he fell off the car last year and broke his collarbone, when everybody could have, I could have swore that he landed on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, it was just a broken collarbone, but it is what it is. But this is his third win in a row at Watkins Glen.
They did bring out.
They
did bring out a mattress when he was in victory lane, just to be safe.
Yeah. That was Justin Marks.
So
he brought a mattress out of his motorhome.
It's one way to do it.
Just to make sure Connor didn't get hurt, because Connor had to miss the Watkins Glen race last year in the Cup Series. So because of that, SVG had a fast car, but he seemed to struggle, especially in that third stage. He just never really got back up. He finished 8th, but it wasn't the SVG that we're expecting to see at a road course.
Absolutely. I do want to mention, of course, we'll probably say his name a couple times for these next few O'Reilly races as we touch them. But Brent Cruz, kid's on fire. He was really fast during this race for sure. Won stage 1, second stage 2. Finished 6th overall in the race, but had the fastest lap for the race as well. Like I said, we'll keep touching on him. There is a rumor about him, which again, once we finish going on over the races, I will happily touch on. So yeah.
Yeah. So then the Cup race.
Shocker.
Of course, I mean, again, if you're not surprised that SVG won at a road course, you haven't been paying attention. And I gotta say though, the past few years at Watkins Glen has been kind of non-climatic, so to speak. You know, they've been kind of boring road course races. But this road course race at Watkins Glen this year was really exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing, the pit strategy, everything. I wish that they would do away with the stage breaks, but that's at every race, not just road courses. But this was a fun road course race to watch. And even though SVG just did SVG stuff,
Yes.
everything behind SVG was fun to watch.
I mean, it was still fun to watch SVG. I mean, he had to pit late in the final stage, and he was still able to drive back from, I think it was like 16th, like 30.
No, he was like 25th. He was like 25th.
He was way back there, but he drove all the way back up to the front, which was really interesting. It was also very interesting to see SVG and Zillage kind of battling each other before they both had to pit. So
yeah, and I hated that for Connor Zillage. He basically just burned up his tire.
Yep.
And had to pit late for that flat tire. But had he kind of backed down a little bit, I mean, I know he raced Ty Gibbs really hard. He wanted that lead. But if he'd have backed down a little bit, he probably would have finished. He probably could have won it, or he would have finished second to SVG. So I hated to see that happen. You know, watching SVG come through the field, I mean, I know they made a big deal out of it, but it wasn't surprising. It wasn't shocking. You know, everybody else was trying to save field. Their tires were worn out. He had really, a lot fresher tires. He had plenty of fuel. But to me, yes, that was a story. But to me, Michael McDowell's run all day was the story of this race.
yes, I can 100% agree with that.
So, well, unfortunately, we also get Kyle Busch with his last road course top 10. And this was the race where we kind of found out that he was a little under the weather, because he was asking for a shot for a sinus infection in his bus after the race. So it was at this point that we kind of knew that he wasn't feeling 100%, but we definitely didn't know it was what it turned out to be.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, but that just kind of goes you to show. I mean, I know there's been a debate recently about NASCAR drivers, whether they're athletes or not. This is a race car driver in a 150-degree race car, not feeling well, finishing in the top 10.
Yep. Yep.
This isn't something that happens rarely. I mean, this happens a lot. You hear where, I mean, there's been race car drivers get in the car with food poisoning, or just the flu or other illnesses, stomach bugs or just whatever. They'll still get in the car and they'll do what they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's it for Watkins Glen. Now we move to Dover. And there was a good race at Dover, a couple good races at Dover,
mm-hmm.
That happened before Sunday. the Truck Series race. We did mention, Kyle got his final Truck Series win with the Spire Motorsports truck. Um, in Kyle Busch fashion, he dominated this truck, this truck. He dominated this race. He led 147 laps. He won both stages. He had fastest lap. I mean, this was what we're used to seeing from Kyle Busch in the Truck Series.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's no surprise. Kyle was really, really good in these trucks. Won multiple times. Him winning Dover was no surprise. But I mean, he didn't just win the race; he dominated the race. So, really do.
I mean, when you think,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you first. You first.
Okay, I was gonna say, when you really think about it, I mean, for this being Kyle's last win before he passed away, this is what you expect. This is what. This is a high that if you're going to go out, this is the kind of high you want to go out on, right? He dominated this race. He won this race. This was his style of domination, because when you go back and you watch a lot of his Cup Series races, he dominated them. You go back and you watch his O'Reilly Series races, he dominated them. So it wasn't just the Truck Series. So him getting his final win in a dominating performance for Kyle Busch is it's fitting. Mm-hmm. It really is.
Absolutely. 100%. I mean, that was his thing. But yeah, it is unfortunate. It's the last one we will be witnessing.
So then we have the O'Reilly's race, and man, I'll be honest with you, I didn't see this win coming for Corey Day.
Nope.
This is a Justin Allgaier style race. This is a Justin Allgaier track, and Corey did it right. I mean, he went up and he passed him. I mean,
yep.
He outdrove him.
I mean, Corey basically used some racing IQ. And got around Justin because Justin was working on getting around lap traffic, and Corey just kind of was like, I'm going to send it and get around him, and it happened to stick and let him get around Justin. So, I mean, you can't be mad at Corey for testing that. Might have been a little reckless, but thankfully it stuck. And, made it somewhat clean. I think he tapped the wall coming out of 4, but that's racing. So, but I mean, yeah, right. it was mostly Justin's, race, and especially there in the final stage, and then lap traffic. It happens.
Yeah, I mean, but this was, if Corey Day was going to win, I would see. I mean, he won. He did win at Talladega, but I would have saw his second win coming at a Charlotte or even a Chicagoland or someplace like that, not a Dover.
Yeah.
So, and he started out this season really rough, ruffling a lot of feathers, getting in a lot of wrecks, and now he's went out and he's won a couple races. And like I said, in this race, he just went out and outdrove Justin. So, and it was not. I enjoyed watching that race. It was a fun race to watch. As usual, we've mentioned this. I don't know how many times, the best race of the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but that was. Let's see. You want to talk about the stage winners? I didn't went on past that.
Give me 1 second. Just real quick. Stage 1, Brandon Jones. Stage 2, Ross Chastain. Corey Day wins. William Sawalage. Sawalage? Did I say that right?
Yep.
Finished 4th, but had the fastest lap.
So. And then we get to the race of the weekend that I didn't understand the slightest bit. I I'm not sure the people commentating on TV understood
I don't think so.
what was going on. They started all 30. This is the All-Star race. They started all 36 cars for the first 75 laps, and they had that wreck at the beginning. It was really at the beginning of the race. I mean, that Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Carson Hocevar. I mean, just a lot of your all-star drivers got caught up in, and some of those weren't even able to come back and finish, or weren't even able to come back. And that just it really showed how bad. I mean, right off the bat, less than 5 laps into the race, we find out how bad this really is. This format really is, and I didn't get it.
No, not at all. It was very confusing, very weird. I think the only thing I understood was they flipped the field at the end of stage 1 for the start of stage 2. That was about the only thing I understood. It was horrible. I mean, like you mentioned, not even 5 laps into the beginning of the race, a lot of all-stars taken out. That shouldn't be the case at all. So I hope we don't see this again. But this was a snooze fest of a race. Basically, Hamlin was up front and just drove away with it. That's really all you can say.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Bubba Wallace won stage 1. Tyler Reddick won stage 2. And as you mentioned, Denny drove away with it. At the break, Kyle Larson was able to come back out and rejoin the field. Didn't do him any good. He still finished last. But he was able to bring a wrecked race car and come back. Same thing with Ryan Blaney and Carson Hocevar. And compete in the 200-lap All-Star race, if that's what they want to call it. What I didn't understand about this whole format thing, other than why start all 36 drivers, you should, your first 2 segments should have been the open. I mean, Daniel Suarez got in to the All-Star race because he was the only fan vote car that wasn't wrecked.
Yep.
That either wasn't wrecked or wasn't in the All-Star race because the others had wrecked. So, but they also had a competition caution at lap 75. I don't know. I didn't understand that. That's when the racing starts getting good at Dover, when the tires really start to wear out, you start slipping and sliding, and all that stuff. Well, that's when they're like, "Hey, we're going to throw a caution."
Yep. Yeah.
So I did not like this format. I did not like this being at Dover. Dover needs to be a points race. Yes. With long green flag runs for it to be enjoyable. So, Denny Hamlin, this I believe was his second All-Star win. It's not like he needs the money. No. Well, actually, I guess he does need the money because he owes Michael Jordan a lot of money for the lawsuit and their shop. So, like, Michael, he won that $1 million and he just had to turn around and hand the check to Jordan.
Pretty much, yeah.
You're like, here, man, put this on my tab. So, I mean, but yeah, I don't know. I'll let you give your closing thoughts on Dover.
I mean, it was different. That's about the only good thing I can say. But wasn't worth it. It really didn't help that in the middle of Denny's burnout, Fox just kind of crashed. So that didn't help the broadcast at all.
No.
I guess Fox was just like, okay, we're done. Goodbye.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, I thought there was something wrong with my TV.
Yeah.
I'm like, did it pause? Did I hit pause on accident? I mean, what's going on here? Because it was just there.
It just froze, and that was it. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the racing was not good, even for it being Dover, just because of the way they lined everything up. And there was, I mean, for an all-star race, it was horrible, just to be honest. So.
Well, and that may have been why Fox just dropped it, because they're like, this race is so bad we don't even want to talk about it no more.
We're not even going to do post-race. Goodbye.
Right? I mean, so, yeah. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So.
Well, and we also have to say that was their last of the season, so everybody that cared had already went home.
Yeah.
Everybody that cared probably didn't even go to Dover outside of the commentary team.
I wouldn't be surprised. So, yeah.
Yeah, so then the next weekend we get to Charlotte. We had the announcement of Kyle passing away that Thursday. And when you look at this weekend and you look at the weather that we had this weekend, it's almost like the skies were crying, because it just didn't seem like it was going to stop raining all weekend. We didn't get an entire race in all weekend. The Xfinity race the O'Reilly's race was cut short on Saturday night, mainly due to fog. But that was because they got started so late because of rain delays. The truck race had a 2-hour time window because of the rain on Friday, where it got rained out, and Fox wanted to be done with the truck race when they started their Indy 500 coverage race. So instead of starting the truck race at 8 o'clock so it could compete, they started it at 10 o'clock and said you got to be done by noon.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the truck race. And then the Coca-Cola 600 didn't come to complete. I was like 30 laps shy of a finish there, just because there was so much rain, and I hate to say it, but it was almost befitting for the weekend, after getting the news of Kyle. The fact that it rained all weekend. It was, like heaven was crying that they had to take Kyle.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. A heavy weekend. I mean, the races were just kind of hard to watch, honestly. But they got the races in, cut short, but mostly in. So I am happy all the winners did Kyle's bow. That was really good contribute to Kyle, in a nice way to honor him. Kyle's bow is iconic. I mean, you can't deny that. Ever since he started doing it, that just kind of became his signature. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned, so technically we had the O'Reilly's race first throughout the weekend. But I'm going to talk about the truck race first anyway, because it was supposed to be first. This was a solid race.
Yeah, for the little bit of time they got to race.
For the itty-bitty minute time they got, yeah. Eckes winning stage 1, Riggs winning stage 2, and then Riggs winning the race. Cut short. I don't like when they cut short. For rain, I can understand. For another broadcast, that's just kind of...
well, this was their best broadcast of the year because of who they had in the booth.
Very true.
Because Jamie wasn't in the booth.
Yes.
But I tell you who I feel bad for in this truck race was Corey Day. He had big shoes to fill. He had to get in that Kyle Busch truck that Kyle was supposed to drive. It's the patriotic truck that matched the Corey Day's O'Reilly's car, and who was in the 88? this weekend. Raja this particular weekend, and then of course Kyle Larson's 5 Cup car. But that almost tumble that he took, man, that was a wicked hit for one.
Yes.
For two, how that truck didn't go barrel rolling, because usually when we see that kind of stuff happen, we see that vehicle go barrel roll down the backstretch, and it didn't. There was a lot of people that said, that were saying on social media, they were like, Kyle Busch set that truck back down on the ground. But you got to really feel for that team, having won with Kyle the weekend before, and then having the issues that they had, not just losing Kyle, but then also getting wrecked out early in the race. That has to be tough on that team.
Absolutely. I mean, it was sad to watch that. Corey Day was the weekend favorite, I'm sure, between most of us, just because of said reasons. Kyle winning in it the week before. Kyle was supposed to be in it that weekend as well. Just tough break for the 7 team and Corey. So yeah.
Yeah. But then you have the O'Reilly Series race. Ross Chastain won that. Man, I'll be honest with you, I was really hoping Jesse Love was going to pull that off late in the at the end of the stage. Of course, they ran out those last 15 or 20 so laps under caution due to the fog, just to kind of get to the end of stage 2. But I really would have liked to see like Jesse Love pull that win off for Kyle. But as you mentioned, Ross got out and he did Kyle's signature bow, and appreciate that. Ross and Kyle were two of those people that kind of had that contentious relationship. They didn't get along, but they did get along. They didn't get along, but they respected each other.
Mm-hmm.
So to see Ross be able to pay honor and honor Kyle with victory was pretty cool to see.
Yes.
See, obviously, who was in the one car?
Zillage.
Okay, yeah, Zillage. They switch cars so much I don't never know who's in those cars anymore. But he won stage 1. Of course, the race ended at the end of stage 2 with Ross Chastain winning. I cannot say this was the best race of the weekend, simply because you couldn't see half of it because of the fog.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is what it is. That's one thing we can't control. We can't control the weather. NASCAR's never been able to control the weather, so then we get to the longest race of the year, the Coca-Cola 600.
Yes. The
starts under a rain delay, and then we finish. Let's see here. They ran 373 of the 400 laps, so they were 27 laps short.
Mm-hmm.
A lot can happen at 27 laps at a mile and a half.
Yes.
But I understand why they did, because everybody there said it didn't look like it was raining on TV, but maybe 10 minutes after they called it, like, it opened up and there was just a downpour.
Yes.
For about 30 minutes. So it's probably, I hate rain short races, but you got to do what you got to do. The one thing I do want to point out, we'll talk state. Let's see. Kyle Larson won stage 1. Denny Hamlin won stage 2. Christopher Bell won stage 3. The 54 had the fastest lap. But one thing I do want to point out is William Byron finished 9th and spent over 300 laps a lap down.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had to start in the back of the pack, and got lapped early and just struggled getting the handle on the car. Finally got himself back on the lead lap and was able to work himself up to ninth. After the miserable season that we've had, and the miserable season that we've had since this race, it was good to have a good finish for William.
Yes.
But of course, the winner of the race, we really haven't talked about him much. You mentioned him earlier. Daniel Suarez held off Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin on 2 consecutive restarts to be able to be in the lead when they had to red flag it. We talked a lot about Spire Motorsports being in Kyle Busch's shop and building their cars and a lot of their team around Kyle Busch Motorsports and the people that worked for Kyle Busch Motorsports, and to see the same number that Kyle had won his last race with, win the Coca-Cola 600, was very fitting for this race and this weekend. And it was also, I believe, between Kyle Busch passing away and this win, it was a career saver for Daniel Suarez.
Yes. I mean, not the way you want a career to be saved, to be honest, but it definitely bought him some time. Big win. I mean, props to him defending off Bell and Hamlin, because they were charging on both of those restarts. Suarez did really good defending the lead against both of them. But I mean, this is the best way, second best way the weekend could have gone. I would say the best being one of the RCR teams winning the race, but someone from Spire winning it would have been the second best, and Daniel in the 7 car it is definitely the best. So good job by the Spire team. Nice job by Daniel. Spire deserves it for sure. So I think it was a fitting way to cap off that weekend after everything that had happened.
Yeah, for sure. So. All right, let's see here. Then we move on to
Music City.
Yeah, one of the tracks that's closest to us is 5.5 hours away from where we live. Not where you live. You're actually closer to a track now.
Yes.
But we'll start with the Truck Series race. Lane Riggs doing what Lane he's done this year. I mean, once Lane Riggs figured out how to win a couple of years ago, he has just been really running well, and he came out at Nashville and dominated this race. He won both stages. Of course, he won the race. Rajah Caruth filling in for Kyle Busch in the 7, finished second, almost pulled off the win. He was up front, and man, what a story that would have been, right? Up front, leading in the final laps. That would have been a story, but good. And I like to see Rajah, go back and run this truck, because it kind of helps build his confidence. Because he's had a couple confidence shakers in the O'Reilly series this year.
Yes.
So, but this was it. Even though Lane Riggs led the majority of the race, this was still a fun race to watch, in my opinion.
Yes, it was. Very much so. Just strategies kind of playing out made it very interesting alone. So.
You there?
Yep. I'm trying to see. it's not going to tell me fastest lap, sadly. Darn.
I think mine said the 14, but I think that's a error because I can't see Minnie Tyrell getting the fastest lap. That it probably was supposed to say the 34.
Yeah.
So I think that was a typo on my screen.
It might have been. Anyways, O'Reilly's race.
So yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna. Excuse me. Of course, this was a great race. Mostly, Allgaire's, type of racing. Jesse Love had won stage 1, but Allgaier, winning stage 2 and the race, having fastest lap on top of that. Honestly, no surprise, knowing Justin being at Nashville. I want to point out again, Brent Cruz finishing second.
Yep.
He's still being impressive, even with still being very new to this. I know he just turned 18, allowing him to race every weekend. He missed the first a few races at the beginning of the season due to that, but kid's gotten into the seat of that 19 and just has been on fire. Hasn't quite got that first win, but you know it's coming with the way he's been performing every weekend.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think he's definitely a lock for the playoffs. He's there now. But at the time of this race, he was still a few points out. But missing 4 races and still making the playoffs, that pretty much shows your talent and the talent of your team.
Absolutely. So.
But as you mentioned, there is a rumor,
yes.
which I really don't think it's a rumor after Victory Lane after the media availability of the winner after Michigan. But we'll continue on with Nashville and the second and third place winners or finishers from last week swapped positions and moved up a position. At Charlotte, it was Christopher Bell finishing second, Denny Hamlin finishing third. At Nashville, Denny Hamlin wins, and Christopher Bell finishes second. This is Denny's 62nd win, putting him 1 behind tying with Kyle Busch for number 9 on the all-time Cup Series list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was an interesting race as well. AJ Allmendinger winning stage 1. Daniel Suarez stage 2. And then we had some very good racing going on between the top 3, Hamlin, Bell, and Briscoe. 3 wide at a couple times as well. Not normal for Nashville. But Hamlin, with his veteran status, held off Bell and Briscoe and picks up that 62nd win and the fastest lap at the same time. So,
yeah, and SVG gets his first oval top 5.
Yes, he does. Although at first it said he finished 7th. Then it came back and said he finished 5th. And
yeah, big wreck there at the end of the race with Chase Elliott and a few others. Kind of cut their positions back and gave SVG that first top 5. But that wreck was, it was just cars racing, but still, that was kind of something you didn't expect crossing the finish line.
Not at all. So, just goes to show you SVG's figuring out some of these ovals.
Yeah, yep. He was up front all day.
Led laps.
Had a top 10 finish regardless. Did lead laps. That was Not his first oval laps led, but
Nope.
being able to finish up top 5. If he figures out these ovals, they better watch out.
Absolutely.
If he gets to where he's a threat every week, yeah, the Cup Series might be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. Moving to Michigan for the Truck Series race. The O'Reillys did not race this weekend. And, talking about series better watch out when a certain driver shows up. When Corey Heim gets in the truck, the Truck Series better watch out.
Absolutely.
Because Corey's going to be up front, most likely going to win. Corey has missed a third of the season just by not having a full-time ride, and still sits 12th in points.
Yep. Which shows his talent for these trucks and his talent overall. So I think he's going to be really good in the Cup Series. It'll probably take him a few races to kind of figure it out, but I mean we've seen him in the Cup Series a couple times before. We've seen him up front at some of the super speedways he's raced in the Cup Series, so I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up a win or two during his rookie year in Cup.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be the first one to win in a while. But let's see here. Who was in 62? Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell won both stages, but Corey Heim was able to win the race. Let's see. I'll be honest with you. I have only seen the first 2 stages of this race. I've not been able to finish the truck race because the Fox One app was not letting me watch it. I got up to watch it Sunday morning, and I got through the first 2 stages, and then it cut off. Basically, what it did was it kicked me back to the beginning, and I wasn't going to fast forward for, to get back to where I was. And then when I went back Sunday evening to finish watching it, the recording was gone.
I went to watch it Sunday and I could not find. Actually, I went to watch it Monday and I could not. The recording wasn't there, which was weird because I know you wouldn't accidentally delete anything like that. So, I just ended up watching it on Tuesday when they put it on the YouTube channel. So,
yeah. That was my plan. I just haven't gotten around to watching stage 3. So, but yeah, Corey Heim pulls it off again. If you're surprised, you haven't been paying attention. Corey Heim in the Truck Series. It's almost like Kyle Busch in the Truck Series.
Yeah.
And the way Kyle, every time Kyle showed up in a Truck Series car, or back when he was running the O'Reilly Series all the time, if he showed up in either one of those series, you knew he was going to be the one to beat.
Yep.
And Corey's got that same type of talent. So,
absolutely.
All right. Well, moving to the Cup Series, I really don't want to talk about this race, but we've got to. My driver William Byron had a terrible race. He was able to race himself up to the lead through pit strategy and other stuff like that. Then they started making calls that didn't make sense to anybody except to them. I don't even think it made sense to them. And we dropped, barely made a top 20. But that was disappointing, especially with Denny getting his second win in a row, third of the season, now counting the All-Star race, and tying Kyle Busch for 9th all-time.
I mean,
I do say I will appreciate the flag.
Yes.
And I will appreciate the cap.
Mm-hmm.
I would really appreciate it if they would allow the fans to purchase them.
Absolutely.
I understand there's a lot of trademarks and there's a lot of companies involved. You got RCR, Joe Gibbs Racing, Jordan Brand. I understand that, but if you put that hat up for sale and that flag up for sale, with all proceeds going to The Kyle Busch and Samantha's. God, I've heard it a million times.
Bundle of joy.
Thank you. Like I said, I've heard it a million times and just went blank. All proceeds going to their foundation. I guarantee you, it would sell more than Carson Hocevar's Talladega diecast and merchandise has sold.
Absolutely.
Which his Talladega diecast is the highest selling diecast in Lionel NASCAR's history.
Yep.
Since 2010, and his merchandise made over $500,000 for his Talladega win merchandise. So if you put this flag and you put that hat up for sale, you will probably surpass that for the Bundle of Joy Foundation. And let's just face it, if they got $1 million donations off the sale of the hats and the flags, what a tremendous way to honor Kyle Busch and his legacy.
Absolutely. 100% would agree. I would love to see that. So, yeah, I mean, we knew that Denny was probably going to at least tie Kyle. Denny said that Kyle probably would have untied himself going to 64, some back and forth. But no surprise that Denny's there. Won't be any surprise when he surpasses it and goes to 64. Yeah, stage 1, Tyler Reddick. Stage 2, Chase Elliott. And winning the race, Denny Hamlin. Carson Hocevar with the fastest lap, finishing 5th. He was definitely a winning contender, but he flirted with the wall too many times, which is a Michigan regular, and ended up dropping back. So, yeah,
for sure.
not a big Denny guy, but very, very happy and love the way he showed his support and honor to Kyle, even with tying the record.
Yeah, for sure. We do have to talk about that Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott wreck.
Yes.
They came out on NASCAR's Holler Talk podcast yesterday. It might have been it was yesterday. It might have been this morning. I don't remember. I just read it. I've read it recently. Mike Ford said that is the hardest recorded hit in the next gen.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, Christopher Bell has fractured his his left wrist. I'm sorry. Has been cleared to race at Pocono. I guess he doesn't shift with his left hand, so all he really does is kind of steer. So Pocono's a big track. He can use his right hand to do most of the steering, so I can understand that. But what was really good about after that wreck is, number one, both drivers got out on their own power, and number two, the first thing on Chase's mind was, I'm good. I need to go make sure Christopher's okay.
Yeah.
And he went over and talked to Christopher. But that was a crazy. That was the hardest hit in this car, and there was still an injury from it.
Yep.
We can't have this. I understand it was just a matter of Chase kind of overcorrecting the car. A lot of people have said, in the Gen 6 car, he would have saved it. They wouldn't have ever made contact. But it was, kind of interesting to see the results of that hit. But, man, what a hit.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard hit. I'm glad they were able to climb to the cars their own power. Just hate that Bell still sustained an injury with his wrist. I also read somewhere where he was having a little ankle trouble, but that was more of just a post and not an official statement. So, But
As a minor sprain is what I heard. I don't know how true that is. That didn't come from any official NASCAR media or anything like that, but he just had a minor sprain to his ankle.
okay. But yeah, I mean, you saw Elliott get out of the car, make sure he was good, and then went and checking on Bell. And Elliott owned that mistake. I mean, he was like, "Yeah, that was all my fault. That I overcorrected. Hate that it happened." So, but good to see them both okay. Hopefully, Bell can have a healthy and speedy recovery, and does okay during Pocono. Like you said, big track should be okay. So, yeah.
I want to mention this. I just saw this. We talked about Noah Gragson earlier. Jeff Gluck about an hour ago said, if you're bored, go check out Noah Gregson's Instagram story. It's unhinged and hilarious. So just wanted to throw that out there. Something else we need to touch on real quick is Cletus McFarland. He won the pole for the ARCA race and finished. He did finish. Can't remember. I think he finished like 12th or 14th or something.
14th in the ARCA race.
And then also ran every lap in the truck race. So, and he was sponsored in the truck race by Circle B Diecast Motorsports Auctions.
Yes, they did. Yes.
But anyway, wanted to throw that out there. We've talked about Cletus quite a bit. And he's in there. He's putting in the work.
He is, and it's showing. He did have some issues during the truck race. Got sideways, but he did really good keeping it out of the wall. And didn't even completely spin. He just ended up sliding sideways, which again that happens at Michigan. I've done that myself on iRacing. Finished 25th. Pretty good for him. Was on the lead lap, ran every lap. If you go look at it though, it's kind of funny. It looks like he's contending for the win against Honeycutt and Heim, with the way the picture kind of lines up with those two coming to the line, because he just crossed the line when they were coming up to him. So it's kind of funny. He's putting in that work, and if he continues to do so, you'll see him continue to be getting better and better. So, no.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, finishing the race is always goal number one, right?
Right.
And he was able to do that both races in Michigan. So, there's talk that he's going to run the entire ARCA series next year, which would, number one, that would be great for him as development talent, but that would be great for the ARCA series. I mean, the eyes that would be on the ARCA series next year, the races that he's running now already has a higher rating than ARCA's ever seen before.
Yep.
But if he runs the entire series next year, there's a good chance that if he does that, we will go to Springfield and the Springfield Mile and go to that race, just because.
Yes.
It'd give us an opportunity. Hey, we got a place to stay, so for free, we just have to drive there.
Yep.
But that would be awesome for Cletus. It'd be awesome for the series. So I'm waiting for the official announcement. I hope he's with a quality team. I'd like to see him in that 28 team that Connor Zillage won the championship in a couple of years ago. That would be awesome to see, because that is a race winning team. So I don't know if he's going to get that opportunity, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at Noah Gregson's Instagram story.
So it is unhinged and hilarious.
It is unhinged and hilarious, and I just looked at probably 3 of 10. Story short, somebody apparently DM'd him and was asking if he's sold feet pics, and there's just a whole story behind that now. So I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Go look for yourself. It may be expired by the time you guys go to see it, but
Noah Gregson is going to be on OnlyFans selling his feet pics.
Apparently, just rumored, but apparently he has a really big wart on his right big toe. So,
well, hey, if you can make money on a wart selling pictures of your feet, maybe I'm in the wrong. I'm in the wrong industry.
Well. His next story though was DM me if you sell feet pics and must have a big wart on your right big toe. And I was like, no, I've met this guy. Okay, this is his humor. It's funny. So.
Yeah, and that's why I think he would be a perfect fit for RCR. I mean, I really, really think he would be a perfect fit for RCR.
Yeah. Yeah. So now that we kind of touched everything, I just want to touch on Brent Cruz real quick. The rumor has it Denny Hamlin is set to retire at the end of the 2027 season. Brent Cruz is very high. Rumored to very highly be put in that car at the start of the 2028 season. With the way he's driving right now, I would say that's a really good call. That'd be a really good move for both Joe Gibbs and Cruz himself. So that'll be interesting to see how that kind of folds out. Again, it's just a rumor, but I mean, we know how rumors kind of go in this particular sport. So,
yeah. Well, the thing about that rumor is it was pretty much mentioned by Denny Hamlin.
Yeah. So that is a good good point.
And you would think that Denny has the tenure in that car, kind of like Kevin Harvick did with the 4 car with Stuart Haas, and had a huge say in Josh Berry getting that ride. You would think that Denny would definitely be given the opportunity to pick his successor. And Toyota's obviously really high on Brent. JGR is really high on Brent. And if you look at, you've mentioned it pretty much every race we've talked about tonight. Really every race he's been in this season, we've mentioned Brent Cruz's name. So his talent definitely shows why they're high on him. And I think that would be an excellent move.
Absolutely.
So Denny already dropping 2027 silly season hints.
So, well, that is all I have.
Until you get everything, there's really not going to be much content on the channel. I know I did email you. I don't know if you got them. I emailed you a couple of diecast reviews.
I did get them. So, they will be going up sometime by the end of this week. I've been busy adjusting to work, so apologies not having them back up yet or having them uploaded yet. But yeah, look forward to that. Some diecast reviews by Duke Rider. I have the video files. I just need to go upload them. Again, to be fair, I just got them like a day or two ago, and I've been busy with work. And by the time I get home, it's 4 o'clock, and I'm tired. So, because I have to drive, I have to drive an hour to and from work every day. So of course that was me and my wife's choice. So nobody to blame on that. It's just I'm tired by the time I get home, because as I'm getting out of traffic is when the traffic starts. Because of where I'm living. So it gets kind of tiring and stressful. But I'll have those up by Friday. They'll probably be uploaded on Friday. So like I said, by the end of the week. So.
Yeah, and we'll have more to come because 2026 diecasts are starting to get released. So we'll be looking at some of those as we go. I'm doing some rearranging and getting some new style cases for my fan cave. So I'll be moving a lot of diecasts, and diecasts are going to be more easily accessible because I won't have to pull the case out, turn it sideways to open the door on the side, because all the ones that I'm getting have doors on the front. So I'll be able to do a lot more reviews a lot faster and stuff like that. I don't know how many I'll do over the summer, but we'll be getting more and more as those go along, as new ones come in. And then I would assume you're going to hopefully get back on some of your iRacing stuff when you get your furniture and your console and your or in your computer and your setup. So
absolutely. Yes.
Hopefully, cross our fingers that comes next week. Supposed to have been there this week.
Yep.
But we'll hopefully that they keep this deadline.
Yes. It's still
that.
Either which way. Right now, it's still on track to be here way sooner than it was originally supposed to be. So I'm not complaining. But yeah, looking forward to hopefully getting my stuff in the next week and a half. But yeah, once I get all that in and get it all set up, I definitely look forward to some more iRacing starting right back up. Going to be kind of weird because I'll just be jumping into the same leagues, but like in the middle or end of the season. Duke Rider is disconnected, but I'll keep talking. So yeah, so look forward to that. That'll be what's going on, hopefully. Let me check on Duke Rider. Internet might have cut out. So kind of not good. I don't have anything else to talk about. So I don't know why. I don't know what happened at all. Internet went out or something. My internet's fine. Oh, computer died. Well, apparently his computer died. It's plugged in, but the power strip it was plugged into got turned off. So I'll finish up. We'll of course do our normal non-sponsored shout outs. So a lot of podcasts. Got Scene Vault podcasts with Rick Houston and Steve Wade. Door Bumper Clear with Freddie Kraft, Tommy Baldwin. Oh, he's coming back. Look at that. I'm going to stop.
Oh, hold on just a minute. It doesn't have my camera on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
Hey, your camera's back.
So yeah.
Oopsies.
So my computer died. It is plugged in, but some way, somehow, my power strip, something I guess fell on it and turned it off. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So iRacing coming soon, like I said. But I was about to start wrapping up, so I will let you do our non-sponsored shout-outs.
Yeah, so again, a lot of these I've been listening to, a lot of these plus some others talking about Kyle Busch. But you got Scene Vault podcast with Rick Houston and Steve Wade. Door Bumper Clear with Freddie Kraft and Tommy Baldwin. Dale Jr. Download with Dale Jr. And TJ Majors. If you want to hear a lot of fun, they call it banter, I call it arguing. The Dale Jr. Download is really fun to listen to. Actions Detrimental with Denny Hamlin. The Teardown with Jeff Gluck and Jordan Bianchi. Also on Thursdays, sometimes Wednesdays. Jeff Gluck does the Gluckcast that's found on the same channel. He does interviews with industry insiders, team owners, drivers, media members. He's covering the lawsuit between JGR and Chris Gabehart, which, when we talk about news, there really isn't a whole lot of new news on that since we last joined you. Happy Hour with Kevin Harvick. Do like to also mention Speed with Will Buxton and Kevin Harvick. Is a very good podcast to listen to. They cover all forms of motorsports, IndyCar, Formula One, NASCAR, dirt racing, etc., etc. Stacking Pennies with Corey LaJoy. I don't listen to that much, but I do listen to it from time to time. Of course, then you want to follow Bob Pockrass, Matt Weaver, Jayski, Couch Racer, Brock Beard, all on X. Brock is also on YouTube. Of course, follow all the other podcasts and people that we mentioned on social media. And then, of course, our favorite, CircleBDiecast.com. And I do want to tell you real quick, I had an issue with them today, customer service issue, and they fixed it quickly, as they always do. I will continue to sing their praises, the best customer service on the planet. They could make a killing. They make a lot of money with diecasts. You see them sponsoring teams from time to time, but they could absolutely make a killing if they would just offer how to do customer service classes to big companies, and then charge them a whole lot of money to teach them, because they are number one in customer service. So I'll give Brent Powell, the owner of Circle B Diecast, a huge shout out, and Circle B Diecasts themselves, Kim in particularly. She's the person that I ended up having to dealing with today. She's taken care of me several times, and it doesn't matter if it's your fault, which it usually is my fault, or if it's their fault. They'll fix the problem and they'll get it right, and take care of you. So for all of your non-team exclusive diecasts, CircleBDiecast.com is your place and my place to get all of our diecasts.
Absolutely. And if you want to possibly fight, or maybe somehow by a miracle get a diecast for a little bit cheaper than on the website, check out Motorsport Auctions on Whatnot. That is Circle B Diecast's Whatnot profile with Jordan and Melanie, where they do special warehouse sales. I just picked up, last couple of shows I've watched, I picked up a few. The most recent one, I picked up 3 Kyle Busch 164s during their special all proceeds to Kyle and Samantha's Bundle of Joy Foundation. That was a really good show. They had a lot of people show up for that show, so it was good to see all the support going to Kyle and Samantha with the loss of Kyle. So check them out as well if you want to maybe find something that you can't find online, or maybe by some miracle get it for cheaper. But good luck on that part. So, and then of course you've got our wonderful partners of the channel. You got Dubby Jewelers Energy Blend and Poggers Energy Blend for your healthy energy blend drinks. Then of course you got Rankest Rope Ranch Wear, which is your Western and 80s kind of rodeo styled apparel. And then Undrdog Athletix, UDX, follow Him Apparel, both Christian-based apparels. And of course, if you're in the need of a new gaming chair, check out Blacklyte. All their links down in the description down below, along with all the non-sponsor shout-outs to the podcast and Twitter handles and all that, along with mine and Duke Ryder's Twitter handles as well. Go follow us, and then just go see who we follow, so you can follow everyone we mentioned, because that just will make it easier on you and gives us the follow as well, because we post when we upload and all that anyway. Also for all the sponsors, like I said, all the links down in the description below, along with what could you use at checkout. So check them out. Thank you to those sponsors. Thank you to Twitter and the podcast for giving us our info. And yeah, again, apologies for the almost month of no content. I'm slowly getting back to everything, back to normal. I'm also in a better time zone now, so I don't have to do things at like dinner time or right after work. So it's actually going to be at night, where hopefully some of you guys can watch more of. So yeah, but that's it. Any final words?
Yeah. So you're the 2311 of sponsors on your channel. 2311, you know, they have the Celsius energy drink, they have Monster Energy and Rockstar Energy. You've got all these different generally energy drinks and different apparel places. It's like, dude, you're like your YouTube channel is like a mall.
Hey, I'm just helping people
Kinda
save
like
some money.
Kind of like 2311 is like a grocery store for energy drinks. No, they would be like a convenience store for energy drinks.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I mean,
and I forgot, Bubba Wallace has Coca-Cola, so
yeah, exactly. So, that's just how it works. They both were like, okay, sure, we don't mind. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll have you both at the same time. I'm not going to complain. So, yeah, of course. So, anything else?
No, we should be able to do a show every couple weeks now. You know, now that life is getting back to normal, we're in the same time zone.
Yes.
So that's kind of cool.
Absolutely.
But yeah, looking forward to. Man, I'm gonna be able to watch this weekend.
Pocono.
Where are they this weekend?
Pocono.
That's right. Duh, I said it earlier in the show. We got Pocono this weekend, then we've got San Diego the next weekend. I'm not going to be able to watch Friday and Saturday's races live. We'll be able to watch Sunday's races, and then of course I'll catch up on the weekend, other races of the weekend. I'm really looking forward to San Diego. The spotters, from my understanding, are going to be spotting from an aircraft carrier.
Yes.
It doesn't get more awesome than that.
No.
Actually makes me want to. I can't see worth a flip, but I will go spot a cup car. I'll go spot an ARCA car. To go spot from an aircraft carrier. Heck, I'll go spot boat races from an aircraft carrier. But that is I would think the most unique spotter stand in the world. Hopefully they can see the majority of the track. But I'm so looking forward to how well this is going to turn out. The track looks great. It'd be really awesome if maybe somebody if maybe they had a couple airplanes fly off the aircraft carrier, fly over the track during the race, and then land back on the aircraft carrier on TV. That would be pretty awesome. I don't know if they're going to do that, but yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yes.
But I'm looking forward to the next couple weeks of racing, and hopefully after San Diego, we'll be able to sit down with you guys again and get caught up. I don't want to get a month of races behind again.
Nope. Or a month of news behind
yeah, that's
again.
all I got.
Especially with this season.
Right.
But yeah, so Pocono, no truck race at Pocono, and then all 3 series at San Diego for the naval base race. Looking forward to it. So hopefully sometime after the San Diego race, we can sit down for another episode and get back into that every 2 races routine. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And leave a comment if you have any questions. We'll happily answer any questions you may have. So about NASCAR, maybe some other things we won't answer, but about NASCAR we'll answer. But yeah, Again, thanks to all the sponsors and partnerships. Again, everything down in the link down description below. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. So remember to be bold, share Jesus. Right on. Peace.